And if anyone's watching this right now in this moment, thank you for being on here. If you're live or watching this later, before we get started with today's live stream, for anyone who's watching this or is new to the channel, a quick little layout is I spend the first 5-10 minutes having a little bit of a message or just a monologue, and I'll share a little bit of story and whatnot. And then afterwards, we'll dive more into Q&A interaction. I'll read your questions and comments, and we'll have dialogue from there. Yes, I don't know who is on right now, but so far I do. I don't know if Kevin, you're on right now, because I saw that you say yay, or that was from previous, and Jonathan Kenya as well. Yeah. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about is, I guess in a way, why I've been gone for like the past month and why I have not been posting videos. A lot of it has to do with personal challenges that I've been going through. Nothing that is, I don't know how to say it, like mind blowing in a way, but I do want to just create space and discuss it. If you are on, feel free to, just shoot a little message down in the comment section so I know. But anyway, I do have a feeling I'm probably going to do a follow-up live stream that addresses this specific topic. And a lot of it has to deal with, I guess you could say, mental health and mental wellness. I think, and I do want to apologize for any of you who was like, where did Richard go? Like, why did he just kind of fell off the face of the planet and didn't say anything about it? And I do apologize about that. I've been, every single week, I always think about the live streams. I think about doing them. And honestly, I've had a little bit of a challenge for the past 4 weeks, like, doing a live stream, because I've been struggling with this thought of like, in a way, I've felt like I've been in a negative space where if I were to do a live stream, I wouldn't know what to say. Like, I wouldn't know something positive to say because I was in such a negative space. And the reason why I am having this conversation is because I think it's so important that we just address and not be vulnerable for the sake of being vulnerable and sharing the challenge that we go through, but rather be vulnerable and share the challenges that we're going through so we can help our own situation, and help other people realize they're not alone in the challenges that they go through. So yeah, Just Incredible, good to see you on. Thank you for saying hello. Yeah, so yeah, I do have a pretty good feeling that I will make another video that is titled something along the lines of, like, something about going through struggles and like what to do about it, something like that. Yeah, Edgar, good to see you on as well. And yeah, I appreciate you. Good to know that there's people on. The numbers are starting to show now. Yeah, goodness. Yeah. You know what? Look, so my challenge is, there's so much, like, mentally, there has been so many thoughts that have happened in the past 4 weeks that, like, I don't even know where to start. Again, a lot of negative thoughts. I've done some pretty amazing things. I spent a whole entire week in Cleveland, Ohio. Like, that was pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure in that time I also went. Did I go to Austin, Texas? Was that? No. That couldn't have been. I had another mastermind that I went to. So, like, I've done some pretty cool things, but like, so let's talk about, like, last week I was in Cleveland, Ohio, a whole entire week that I got to just, I was supporting or helping out with this training that was going on, and learning in the process. And usually I'm like super excited about these things because it's a chance for me to learn and grow. But honestly, I felt very negative throughout the week, not because of the event itself, but because of the voices in my head, like, just putting myself down. Like yes, believe it or not, even me today, I still have voices that put me down. They're the really negative voices. I have voices that say like, what are the voices like? There's been a lot of resistance in my mind, a lot of resistance to to for a lot of different things, a lot of resistance to be the best version of myself, a lot of resistance to book speaking gigs and to connect and share with other people. A lot of the past 4 weeks has been me being in isolation in this room and like just disconnecting from people, not hanging out with people up until this week. Today, I literally had like 5-6 conversations with different people, which was crazy. Like more conversations that I've had than the past 4 weeks combined, type of thing. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but almost true. It's like, I don't know. We could I want to have this conversation. Like I want to dig deep because I know I'm not the only person who is going through this challenge of like, when we get into this funk, like it's like, by the way, like I feel okay now, but let's say, I don't know, maybe a week ago when I thought about, should I do a live stream? I would have been so much in my head of like just negativity, of just like whatever the thoughts are. It probably would have sounded like, the thoughts in my head were probably something like, I'm not being a good role model, and I'm being nice when I, say this. Wow. Sorry, I have like meta thoughts, like thoughts on thoughts, which I'll explain later. But there's a lot of thoughts of like, what is the point of doing a live stream when you're not going to be vulnerable? Sorry, hold on. You're not going to show up as a responsible, powerful person, because I was kind of hiding in my life for the past few weeks, and I think there was a lot of shame around that, and like, yeah, I didn't want to just go on live stream and complain about my life without any kind of solution. But at the same time, what's funny is that like I have this thought of like, I feel bad for not doing live streams because I feel like I'm hiding when I know that I can also just be vulnerable and share with you, all of you, that hey, look, I am currently in this moment going through a really tough time, but I'm going to show up here anyway. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been going through, and I'm pretty sure again on our next live stream, I will have what I'm telling you right now and refine it even more. But like, I don't know, it's so hard to explain the conversations in my head. I've Yeah, but I will say that I've been in some pretty I had some pretty dark thoughts just in the past few weeks. But on a positive note, what I will say before I read into your comments and we have conversation, which is why many of you here are here for, what I will say on a positive note is that, like if you are someone who feels stuck, I don't know if you are currently stuck in a spot where you don't know what to do with your life and you're just mindlessly living life like I was for the past few weeks. And I don't know if I'm like on track. Wait, no, I am on track. It's just I don't know if I'm like, going to take off and be this massive success starting today, but what has helped get me out of my funk of the past 4 weeks that I've been in, since the last live stream, is just little things. It's like, it's almost as if things that are unpredictable. And I'll say the biggest thing that has gotten me out of these funks is conversations with people. So I'll be honest. Last week when I was in Cleveland, I was so closed off. I knew people there, a lot of amazing people, a lot of people that pay thousands of dollars to be at these events. I happen to be able to support at the event. So, I was lucky. And I should have taken that opportunity to really connect with people and learn and grow and stuff like that. But guess what? Because I was in such a bad mood, I was trying to hide. Like I was in the room, I was helping out, but I was trying to hide. Like I was hoping that no one would notice me. Like that's how it felt. And um yeah, but what helped get me out of those that darkness, that moment is just little conversations. Like people ask me, "Hey Richard, how are you doing?" Like it's been a while. Like how have you been? And by the way, here's one thing. If I want to give you anything, here's my little nugget for now. One thing, that question when people ask you like, "How are you doing? How's it going?" And the default answer is, "Oh, good. It's going," or whatever it is. And for me, one thing that I try to do is I try to be honest, intentional. Um, Now there are some situations where I understand like there's no need to go deep into that conversation. But if you see, like someone that or whatever it is, or an opportunity, maybe it's a stranger, someone asks you, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like for me, I was not doing well. So at the conference, when people ask me, "Hey, how are you doing?" Sometimes I'll be like, it's going, because I knew we had like 30 seconds to talk and it wouldn't make sense to do that. But other times people ask me, "Hey, Richard, how you doing?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, honestly, it's ups and downs. Like that's really what it is. It's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. It's been a rough past few weeks for me. So I would be honest with that kind of stuff. Yeah. So and then that would create that dialogue. Oh, like what's going on? I'm like, well, I've been struggling with these negative thoughts, blah 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 blah. All right, and then luckily the friends that I have, they are a lot of coaches and people who are good at asking questions. So they're just like, oh, like what's going on, or they'll speak positive things like, "Hey, Richard, it's okay. It's okay to go through the challenges you're going through. Know that I'm rooting for you." Someone asked, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, honestly, like most of the time, I always say yes. Like, yeah, like But in that moment, last week, I was in such a tough place where I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, not right now. Like, I just don't feel open to it right now. Like, I'm just struggling that much. So my friend was like, "Look, Richard, like I care for you and I respect you. Whenever you're ready, or if you're ready, know that I'm here for you." So, and that was it. Something that simple, just like someone just showing care and whatever. Anyway, my point is, what has helped me get to this slightly more positive place of today. By the way, today's like I created this live stream finally after a month because I felt positive enough to do a live stream. And yeah, taking that opportunity. So I could talk on and on about my experiences. If you want me to keep talking about them, let me know. Yeah, if you got questions, let me know. I don't want to. Sometimes I feel like I'm like I don't want to keep talking about myself. But I talk about myself for the purpose of opening up space for conversation. That whatever challenges that you might be going through, let's just talk about it, because it's not healthy to just hold in all our challenges and problems and think that everyone else is doing okay except for us, or maybe other people aren't doing okay. But who am I to complain about my problems because everyone else has problems? It's that is true. We all got problems, but it's like let's work on them, and let's work on them now, or let's work on them when you're ready. And there's no need of shame or guilt. Feel ashamed for having problems, and then maybe you're not working on them in the moment because you're not ready to do so. It's just, I don't know, part of it is self-compassion. It's patience. And what's funny, I met a new friend at uh, in Cleveland, Ohio, when I went there last week, and he was talking to me. This guy was smart. This guy, like, he could see right through me. He could see that I was hiding the weekend, and he just met me, But he had that sharp mind. He understood that I wasn't being like all like playful and stuff. I was just like, "Oh yeah, hey, yeah, nice to meet you," just like really reserved. So he's like, "Richard, what you need is a triple scoop of self-compassion." And I'm like, "That's funny. I like that. A triple scoop of self-compassion." And that little, visual kind of kind of stuck with me. So like a triple scoop of ice cream, but no, it's self-compassion or self-compassion flavored ice cream. Point is, it's just like sometimes we just got to be kind to ourselves, and that's where it starts. And when we're so hard on ourselves all the time, it's hard to just be positive. Like we're so self-critical, and there's that popular phrase, which is, you know, we are oftentimes our own worst enemy. Yeah. Anyway, I can keep talking, but I'm going to pause my talking and just read your comments, and we can go from there, because I think your comments are typically more engaging than me just monologuing by myself. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know who's still on right now, but I'm going to just read through the comments. Justin says, I agree with what you said, by the way. I read that at the moment, but I wasn't sure what exactly. I'm guessing something to deal with challenges and that we all go through them. Stop Dropping Game. What's up, man? Where were you? I miss you so much. Thank you, man. Like I said, going through my own challenges, and here I am. By the way, don't be afraid. Ask me questions. Ask me whatever questions that come to your mind. Ask me, what were the negative thoughts you have? What did you do? Blah blah blah. Like, feel free to ask me questions. Let's create a deeper conversation with this, and I think it's important. Like I'm sharing with you my story, but I'm only scratching the surface. I'm like, my thoughts were negative. They were very negative. Like, they were negative to the point where I have not even shared them with anyone. Like, that's, yeah. So if you are a loved one of mine and you're watching this, yeah, like, yeah, I had such negative thoughts. I didn't share with them with anyone, because they're, yeah. Sometimes we just don't want people to worry about us. Anyway, I am okay though. Edgar says, I just had a unproductive week this last week. So you're not alone. Got it. Diddy Lee says, hi, Richard. My brother want to say hi. Hi, Diddy Lee's brother. Rimari, good to see you on. We miss you. You did great showing up. It's okay to be vulnerable. Thank you. Stop Dropping Game says, I'm stuck. It's been almost a year. Richard is so positive. Something I look back at is odd and so stressing. It happened Thursday. I kept looking behind my back to look at my crush, and I was trying to so hard not to smile and biting my lips. Nice. Hold on. I didn't skip your comments if you thought I did. I'm just trying to piece all the comments from Stop Dropping Game together. Let's see here. You're stuck. It's almost been a year. You're stuck. Stop and Dropping Game. What are you stuck with? Are you stuck with the feeling of whatever stuckness, funk, and negativity? Maybe potentially, I don't know, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, whatever this is. Stop Dropping Game says yes. It's okay, man. I feel worthless. Look, Stop Dropping Game says, I feel worthless and not good enough. You're not alone in that one. And yeah, I got a question. Stop Dropping Game, and anyone else. You could ask this question for yourself, but this is specifically directed at Stop Dropping Game. Stop Dropping Game. Do you recognize, do you legitimately, deep down inside, believe with all your heart that you are worthless and not good enough? Or do you know that you are good enough and you are worthy? It's hard to believe that. Which one is it? I'm just curious. Yeah. And let's see. Edgar says, I just played Fortnite for a whole week. Do you want fries with that? Do you want any tips for digital marketing? Do you plan on going pro on Fortnite? Nice. Goodness. Did you enjoy playing Fortnite for a whole week, or was that something that you are not super proud of, but you're sharing because that was a challenge you went through? Not sure. Let's see here. Stop dropping game says, I mean, I always feel worthless. Let's see. Just Incredible. I'll read your comments in just a second. Yeah, Justin, I'll read your question in just a second. Yeah. Stop dropping game, and anyone else, if for anyone who feels worthless in general, or knows someone who feels worthless, I think one thing to note is it's just a feeling. It's a feeling that we have. Like feeling worthless is a feeling based off of the beliefs we have, and it doesn't mean it's true. And I don't think it's true. I don't believe that there are quote unquote worthless people. You know, I think, I in a way, and I don't know if I'm being judgmental, stereotyping, whatever it is, but sometimes I feel like a lot of people, a lot of society even has this judgment that you could say homeless people or poor people are quote unquote worthless. Uh, and I think a lot of homeless people might feel that way. I'm not saying all homeless people, but a lot of them, because that's how, society tells them that's how a lot of society tells them that they should act, which is worthless. That's how their family who disagreed with them and whatever kicked them out told them that they should think that they're worthless. And I don't think that's true. I think that is what the belief that was created, but it's just a belief. A belief does not mean it's fact. A belief is just a belief. So yeah, going back to stop dropping game, if you feel worthless, like, that is a feeling I felt a lot growing up, when I was in middle school and high school, college, even after college, maybe even the past 4 weeks, I felt slightly worthless too. But the point is, it's just a feeling. And I feel like once we start changing the way we look at things, then we start seeing our value. Like, that's something that I'm learning within myself. And for me, I do use a mirror. The mirror is people. And I feel like this is tricky. I'm going to talk about validation in a way. So I don't like to I feel like the right thing to do is to not need validation from anyone. Like that's the right thing to do. But I want to push that aside real quick, and I'm going to use validation as a tool and almost like a confirmation. So for my story, I'll try to keep it short, but I use my story as a example of worthiness and unworthiness. I used to feel like I was not worthy. I'd never be good enough, all these different thoughts. And even though I still am hard on myself to this day, I go in my seasons, negative seasons, positive seasons, whatever. What I do know, even when I'm in my negative seasons, I don't think I say I'm worthless, because I understand that I might be struggling, but I know that I have value to give to people. And that is a lot of it. Not a lot of it is because of the person that I am. I know that I am a giving person. I know that I'm a kind person. I know that I'm a great hugger, because everyone tells me. And like, I know that I have that genuine care for other people, and that is the value that I have, or a piece of the value that I have and can give. So, why I share this with you is because I just want to let you know that you are worthy. And I don't know, like, this is a very large conversation. Like, what is worthiness? How do you define worthiness? And that is really up to each individual's interpretation of what that means. But I highly, highly doubt you are worthless. I highly doubt that. I almost want to say that's impossible. It's everyone does have worth. It's just about finding, what is the value that you give, and finding that strength of yours. So keep searching. Don't just think you are this way because other people have told you that's who you are. And a lot of us do that. We get stuck in these pits where we feel like we're worthless, and that's just who we are. And For me, I'm almost 30. Birthday's coming up. I'm almost 30. And even me, I feel like, compared to many of you, I'm much older. But um, point is, I still struggle with these thoughts. And I'm not the only 30-year-old who struggles with this thought. In fact, I think majority of 30-year-olds struggle with this thought. In fact, even my successful entrepreneur friends who are, crushing out in the world, who are making whatever millions of dollars and whatnot, like even those people are struggling with these thoughts too. Some of them more than others. Some people, I think some people, have their heads on straight enough where they don't have that negative self-talk that's super, super powerful for other people like myself, and probably many of you as well, because they've learned to change that thought and that belief pattern. While uh, I'm going to be honest, for someone like me, I grew up with so many negative thoughts that it is a much more challenging journey to get over those thoughts than maybe other people who already built up confidence from when they were younger. Yeah, that's what I got. All right. Uh, Justin, I do want to dive. Sorry for the long wait. I am going to dive into your comments, questions. All right, and then stop, dropping game. I'll come back to you and everyone else who's on right now. I see Mr. Marquez and Edgar. I'll get back to your comments in just a second. All right. Justin says TV, and I am never satisfied with the time I get and want more and more and more and more. And sometimes even 6 hours of leisure isn't satisfying to the point it feels like work to shower. What should I do? Uh, let's see. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. I missed the first part. That would be helpful. Okay. Justin says, ever since I was like 9 or 10, I've had this problem where I'm not satisfied with the leisure time that I get when I come home from work, school back then, and play 2 hours of video games, movies, and TV. And I'm never satisfied with the time I want, and I always want more and more and more. And sometimes even 6 hours of leisure time isn't satisfying to the point it feels like work to shower. What should I do? Awesome. So let's talk about this. This is a great question. I'm going to reiterate it just so people can understand and I could process it more. So the question is essentially, Justin saying that I know that's not your real name. Forgive me, I forgot your real name, which you gave to me. Justin saying that ever since 9 or 10, he's been having this problem. She, forgive me, please forgive me. You totally told me your name. I'm blanking. When I come home from work, school back then. Okay, so you got a lot of leisure. It seems like no matter how much leisure time you have, it's never enough. And I could very, very much relate with this. And how do you overcome that? Like I never have enough time for leisure. Like I want more leisure time. How do you combat that? I will start off with a story, very brief this time, hopefully. For me, I think I feel the same way when I play video games. Like sometimes I will just play games and the whole day passes by, and at night I'm like, I play the whole day, but I don't feel satisfied yet. Like it's missing. And I think if I were to guess what this is, why do we not feel satisfied? Why do we feel like there's not enough time for leisure? My guess is that we are trying to use leisure, so playing video games, watching TV, watching movies, whatever it is. We're trying to use those activities as a source to fulfill a certain need. And my guess typically is that need for playing video games, watching TV, entertainment, that need is something along the lines of, honestly, I feel like it is a distraction. We are distracting ourselves from what we actually want to do. hold on. I feel like you understand what I'm saying, but at the same time, I need to clarify still. Let's say you want to play video games and watch TV and movies and things like that, and that's what you want to do. I get that. I get that. Because sometimes I just want to play video games. I get it. But at the same time, I'm just going to use me as an example. Sometimes when I play video games, I'm never satisfied, even if I play a long time. Like it's good, but it's not like deeply satisfying. And I think to me, that means we also get to include things in our lives that are fulfilling. I think that's it. I think that's the problem. So, what is the solution? I think the solution is if you don't feel satisfied with your leisure time, what that tells me is that you have not found it's cool to have leisure time, but you also need to find something that is something that fulfills you. I think that's what it is. Like, if you have something that you're doing that fulfills you, whether that is, I don't know, being part of a sports team or a certain club, or starting or volunteering your time for something, or doing random acts of kindness, or having a job that you get to help people, or like whatever it is, whatever fulfills you. I think when you have that thing that fulfills you, that is going to make you feel quote unquote satisfied, to the point where when you play games or watch TV or do whatever you do for entertainment, like you feel whole. You will feel whole, even if you only watch TV for 30 minutes or an hour. Why? Because you're fulfilled or you have a purpose outside of that. And maybe it's connecting with a community of people who likes playing video games or watching TV. Like the point is, you got to find where that hole is. Where can you find that fulfillment? All right. So I think fulfillment is where it's at, and that's where you should do. Find that fulfillment. All righty. Mr. Marquez says, good to see you again. It's definitely been a while. Great to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Justin says, let's see. Hold on. I'm going to pause real quick. Justin, you got it. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hold on. I want to make sure I didn't miss any comments real quick. Stop Drop Game says, I feel sad when she talks with two other boys. That is, I get that. It's I think that's just us being insecure. If we get jealous that our crush is talking to other other people of the same or of the opposite sex or same sex as us, I think, unless you are LGBT, whatever. Point is, if our crush is talking to other people, we can get jealous because we feel insecure. That typically it means that we feel like we're not good enough. So, which is not true. It's just, but that's the conversation that we might have in our heads. I think it could be a lot of different things too, but that's just one thing. Alrighty. Justin says, every human was put on the world for a purpose, even homeless people. Everyone is worth something. I agree with that. And then Justin says, yeah, I agree. It's sad how society labels some type of people. Agree with that. Iger says, diet and exercise will definitely give you a good boost in confidence. Also, sleep is a good way to recharge. Edgar, good reminders for sure. So for anyone who is struggling again with like self-esteem, self-worth, stuff like that, I think diet and exercise does help. It definitely does. And I'll tell you for myself, I have been, even through my challenging times, I am very grateful for my wonderful girlfriend, Christine, who has encouraged me to exercise more frequently. And so I have been exercising. Hi. Are you watching this? Oh. You said we watch your live? What? You are watching or you watched it? I'm confused. You know, you can message me in the in the chat. Just kidding. Okay, cool. Hello. Um Apparently she's on. So yeah, but anyway, I'm grateful. I'm super grateful for just practicing exercise because like it's even though sometimes I don't feel like doing it, especially because I don't feel like doing it, it's a good like foundation. And as much as I wish I could say exercise is changing my life, you know, I'm so confident and everything like that. Through my struggling time, I'm still struggling, but um, exercise gives me that foundation to know at least I am capable of like doing like staying disciplined in some way. So that's one thing I really do enjoy about exercise and diet. Diet, I think I get to improve on that a little bit more. But yes. All right. Stop Dropping Game says, also a few nights ago, I remember waking up very sad and depressed. It was 3 a.m. I felt so lonely. Yes. Yeah. Stop Dropping Game. If I remember correctly, yeah, not the best memory, but we are chatting back and forth on Discord, right? And if so, if I remember correctly who you are, then my thought is if you are feeling sad, you know, like if you got a lot of things going on in your life, I think it's important to, yes, have self-compassion. Um, and it's also, I think it's very important that we don't like, how do I say this? Be patient with yourself, but at the same time, it's important to not stay as like a victim of the challenges that are around you forever. It's okay to feel whatever it is, sad, sorry for yourself for a little bit, but it's also important to what people say, like take responsibility. So if you're feeling sad and depressed and you feel like a lot of bad things are happening in your life, it's tough. I get it. You know, like uh, I think it's okay to feel that challenge and those difficulties, but also embrace embrace the challenges. And then I think next step is like slowly at your own pace move towards how do we make positive change. Yeah, and I say at your own pace because everyone has their own pace, and it's okay to whatever move slower than other people. You know that it's life is not really a race in that way. But my main point is I don't think it's healthy. I'm trying to be nice or whatever, but really, I don't think it's healthy to continue to just beat ourselves up and feel sorry for ourselves. Like it's okay to do it for a little bit, but then start focusing on, you know, solutions. How do we improve the situation? Yeah. I don't know if that's supportive. Um, Let me know. And, you know, I try not to be like, say this is what you have to do type of thing. But yeah. Justin says you might want to read the first comment. First comment of what? I'm not sure. Alrighty. Edgar says at some point you'll need to get used to being alone. It's part of the journey. Yeah. And another thing, just with that comment, with being alone, and I've mentioned this in previous live streams, which is uh, I've heard this idea that we are never ever truly alone because when you are quote unquote alone, you are with yourself. And so, one thing that I am learning to do is to enjoy the presence of being with myself. Uh, that is definitely an overstatement for in this period. Like, I have not been enjoying being by myself for the past 4 weeks, but that is something I am definitely working towards. And when I am in a more positive, stable state, that is where I go. I like to Like I always think about how can I have more fun, just whatever, being myself with myself. So yeah. Iger says I play Fortnite for a whole week and it was really fun. Nice. I'm glad you had fun. Native Samurai says, yep, I'm supposed to be studying for my AP tests. Native Samurai, if you're still on, I hope you're using this as a break and keep on studying, man. Iger says, I just started my blogging website about 3 weeks ago. Wish me luck on it. Good luck. You got this. Phil Orr, good to see you on. Blasian, what's going on? Hi, Dad. Nice. Gerald, hey, Gerald Albert, what's up? Long time no see. Gerald says, I just saw Endgame. No spoilers for me, by the way. Man, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Endgame. I haven't watched it yet, but I get to. Justin Credible says, cool. Honestly, I'm not 21st Century Marvel fan, but the recent Avengers movie did have some good battles. I might see it. Nice. Justin says, I'm looking more forward to John Wick 3. So when I was in Cleveland, I passed by a movie theater and I couldn't help but notice how many live action movies or remakes, live action movie / remakes of previous brands there are. Like every single movie poster on the wall was some sort of like live action or like big brand, like non-original script. Like, I don't know what's a good example. Yeah. Anyway, like it was like, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And then right next to that, I mean, there was John Wick 3. And then next to that, there was, what else was there? There was Aladdin. And then The Lion King. And then some other Disney Pixar movie, which I'm blanking out right now. But the point is like there's so many remakes. It's crazy. Yeah. Joe Albert says my aunt worked on Endgame, so that's cool. That is pretty awesome. Faux show. Let's see. John from JMS, what's going on? I'm calling you Dino John because that's your icon. Sorry I'm late for the first stream back in a while. That's okay. No need to be sorry. I appreciate you being on. It's good stuff. Yeah. Yes. Alrighty. Caught up with comments. We are caught up with comments. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I finally finished my thought of the day. I could keep going. Like there's so many different thoughts we could talk about. But feel free to keep the conversation going. But I think the last thought for now that I want to just leave you with is I feel like our emotions and our thoughts really, really affect our productivity. It really affects our mental well-being. So if you feel stuck or if you feel sad or depressed or whatever it is that you're feeling, and it's a negative emotion, just know that once you get out of this little rut or negative emotions, depression, whatever you're feeling, that your life will very likely shift and you'll start being more productive and happy and joyful. That's my thought, just based off my experiences and conversations. So if you feel like you are stuck in this little rut that you can't get out of, know that one, it is possible, and it's more than possible. I 100% believe it is more than possible to get out of any rut. It's just sometimes it feels almost impossible or just super challenging to the point where like it feels like no matter how hard you try, it keeps coming back, which is kind of something that I have a story about in my own life. which is not necessarily true. But it's one of those beliefs that we got to work on shifting. So yeah, if you're going through a tough time, hang in there and keep trying. And on days you don't feel like trying, just do your best. Do your best means, um, you know, if you try a little bit, awesome. If you don't try because you still feel stuck and you go back to whatever it is, your thing, your escape. Maybe that's watching TV and games or alcohol or like whatever that is. If you go there, I'm not advocating saying like that's a healthy thing to do, but sometimes I think that's sometimes what we need a little bit of in our process to heal or get better. So be patient with yourself, but also, take positive action. If you know something is not healthy for you, do your best at your own pace to slowly improve and let go of those negative habits and start introducing more positive habits. I heard this somewhere, I can't remember where, but they said if you are stuck in this negative space, think about your bad habits that you have right now, whether that's drinking alcohol or whatever it is, smoking or vaping or playing games or TV or whatever it is, social media. And I'm not saying they're bad, but in sometimes we use it as a comforting mechanism. And if you feel it's not helping you or you're doing too much of it, take that habit and replace it with a positive one. That whatever you think is positive. Maybe that's exercising, or maybe that's reading, or maybe that's hanging out with friends, or maybe that's whatever, playing sports or board games with friends. Like something that's just replacing maybe bad habits with positive habits. And I think that does help. Taking action in those little ways does help improve us. Yes, Justin says, when will the stream end? I'm pretty sure it'll end somewhat soon. Just depending on conversations. That was my final thought. So yeah, if you got questions, let me know. Otherwise, whenever the conversation's kind of meh. My guess is the stream's going to end in like 5 or 10 minutes. That's my guess. Yeah. Stop Drop Game says, I'm about to go because I took medicine for a cold and I'm falling asleep. Awesome. Have a good night. And, Stop Dropping Game. Keep moving forward one little step at a time. All right. Don't give up and just keep moving forward. Just Incredible says, before the stream ends, I got another question I remember just now. Just Incredible, shoot away. Shoot away. Ask away. Gerald Albert says, bro, finals are coming up soon and it's 8th grade. I'm so scared about how well I will do and how much I will want to procrastinate. Gerald, I have a feeling that people at school, whatever your classmates, your friends, maybe even your teachers, maybe your parents, there's just a lot of pressure, to do really well in your school, to get straight A's, whatever it is. Maybe not straight A's, but maybe not. But for me, if there's one little piece of thought or guidance I can give is, I don't know. I don't know if this is helpful, but like myself today, I'm like, yes, exams are important. Yes, do your best, but at the same time, try not to over stress over it. Like, they're just exams. It is not your life. It is not the end of the world. But let me be clear, I'm not saying be lazy, okay? You put in the effort. But I don't know, for me, it's like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of anxiety and I don't know, anxiety going into an exam. But at the same time, it's like, it's just an exam, like it is not the end of the world. Sure, can it define certain things? And 8th grade, that's not going to affect your college transcript, but Can it affect certain things and what classes you go into and things like that? Yeah, possibly. Um, but it is not the end of the world. That's my thought. All right. It's not the end of the world if you get a bad grade. Please don't use that excuse. Do not use that. Do not use that as an excuse to, be lazy and whatnot. But for me, I think I learned this in college. Yes, in college, I was still stressed out. But whenever I took an exam, I believe I remember this thought. I would be stressed out, but I would be like a chill stressed out. Like I would be like, yeah, I'm stressed out. I got exams, but it's okay. It's gonna happen. That's it. It's like, yeah, I think stress is natural, but don't overstress yourself. Yeah, everything's gonna be okay. Just do your best. That's all. Alrighty, you got this. Alrighty. Just Incredible says, unfortunately for me, life after high school, outside of my home life and social life, hasn't been going that well in terms of jobs and stuff. I dropped out of college. Then I was wrongly fired from a job, which I had a case for. Now I'm back working at my restaurant job I worked at in high school. I really enjoy working there. I have a lot of friends there, but there's been problems with that too. And currently, my job life is a mess. People have rejected giving me advice. I need help with it. So, Justin, what I'm hearing is you're saying that life after high school hasn't been the best, especially with work. You had a job that you were wrongly fired from, and you are now working at the restaurant you were working at when you were in high school. You have a lot of good people there, that were, and but you're having problems, which I'm not sure. What problems are you having? Are you having problems with the management and the place you're working at, or is it something else? Like, do you not feel like you should be working there because you feel like you should be doing something more? What is the challenge? I'm more than happy to have any kind of conversation. So let me know. Gerald Larber says, yeah, but it decides whether I go to high school. Gotcha. That is a pretty important decider, Gerald. So I understand where you're going. You're coming from that. Yeah. So yeah, stress is natural. Just do the best that you can. That's what I have to say. And yeah, going to high school. That is a big deal, I would say. Yeah. Edgar says, work for Uber. That should solve the problem, or Uber Eats. Justin says, a problem with management. I feel like I should be doing something more. Gotcha. Okay, so you feel like you should be doing something more. Cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's relatable. I could empathize with how you feel. And Justin, forgive me, it's been a while. Do you know what you want to do? Like, do you have an idea what you want to, like, what is your dream job? What is your dream career? How do you want to live your life? Okay, so you don't. That's okay. Huh. Okay. What do you enjoy doing? This is such a a broad question, but what do you like doing for fun? Let's start with that. It could be simple hobbies. It could be whatever, watching TV. It could be certain games. It could be whatever, certain sports. Whatever it is. Okay, so Justice, I really don't know where life job wise is going to go. Okay, that's okay. I think. I mean, I think the cool thing about life is that there's so many different ways to live it. Some people, they have a job, so that fuels their passion, which doesn't make any money, but So so they'll work a job where they make decent enough money so they can go. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna make something up, like play chess at a competitive level. I'm sure that makes money to some people. But anyway, the point is, you can work for money and then do a passion project on the side, or you could do kind of what I do, which is my passion also is my profession, which it pays the bills, which is really nice. Yeah, comes with its own challenges. Justin says, I love movies and TV, and I enjoy watching basketball and football, and enjoy going on trips to see basketball games and stuff. Sweet. So, I mean, that is a place to start. Um, I do want to be mindful in saying that we should not just those. It's a good place to start, but of course, that doesn't mean it needs to limit us to this is all we can do. For example, I'm going to talk about myself back then. I used to love movies and TV. I used to love watching basketball and football. But like, I remember in college, this is kind of how I planned it. I was like, "Ooh, I like sports," so I applied to be an intern for my school, my university's marketing department for athletics marketing department, and that was cool. I got to experience that. That was really fun. And it's not what I'm doing now, but the point is, let yourself wander and think about, if you love movies and TV, consider working. I don't know where you live. I forgot where you live. Forgive me. Consider working for a entertainment company, or if you like basketball and football, maybe, I don't know if you have a professional team, whatever NBA or NFL team where you live, and consider applying for jobs there, and sometimes if you can't get whatever job, let's just say you want to become a manager or something, but you can't get there yet. Sometimes you got to start from the bottom and work your way up. So yeah, that's what's at. And if those jobs don't interest you, what else do you enjoy doing? Do you like hiking? Whatever, like it's sometimes it's just about exploring that way. Other things you could do is go to networking mixers, networking events, meet people. I know it can be scary, but meet people at job fairs, whatever it is, and try to find. I don't know. There's so many different opportunities out there, and as much as you are looking for a job, there are a lot of companies who are looking to hire people too. So a lot of weird jobs, and sometimes companies don't always know where to find people. So there are opportunities out there. Yes. Gerald says, I'm probably get music production software by the time summer starts, unless my mom puts it off again. Nice. Whenever I ask her if I can get it, she says that she will get me a computer when the school year is over, and she has made promises before like that, but she puts them off them later, says that she never promised anything to stop bothering her about it again. And we are talking a ton of road trips down to my cousin's house in Texas. The drive is like 10 hours, and I don't want to play video games. I want to be productive. But I don't understand why my mom wants me to be productive, but she probably won't let me get a computer by the time of summer, in which I can be productive by making music for people. I need a hobby as well. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. I understand that struggle. I feel like that's happened to me probably a few times as well, Gerald, where my mom says she would do something and then she doesn't. I don't know how big of a problem. I can't remember how big of a problem that was, if it was, but sometimes if she says yes, sometimes it's about making an agreement with her, being intentional. So, I don't know, maybe it's signing a contract. Say, you talk to your mom, say, hey, look, Ma, I really want a computer. Can I get one? And then as soon as she says, whatever, I'll think about it. Like, okay. uh, like when can we revisit this conversation? Can we revisit this conversation? I don't know, in a couple days. She's like, okay, fine. Leave me alone. Whatever. A few days goes by. Like, hey, ma, I really want a new computer so I could work on this. And she's like, not right now. And you have those conversations. Eventually, maybe if she says yes, like, okay, maybe, yeah, I'll think about it or whatever. And she eventually says yes. And then I would, if I were you, if I really wanted something, I'd be like, you promise? And he's like, yes. Or whatever. Once you get that yes, just like, okay, whatever you gotta do, like put it in writing, like sign a contract or something. Or it could be make an agreement. Like, what do you need from me in order for me to get this computer? Because this is something I really want, and help her make it easy too. Find a computer, find the computer that you want so she knows how much it is. Ask her when she's available to do it. Yeah. That's what I got. Alrighty. C-Day says we have the same name. Us? Is your name Richard too? Or is that someone else? Alrighty. Justin says, I think I could become a bartender or a store manager in the future at my restaurant. That could work for me. I could see it happening. Honestly, though, the bartenders and managers work every day of the week and it seems miserable as heck. Hell. Even though it's not even a 6-figure job. Yeah. Hey, restaurant and retail, I gotta say, restaurant stuff, that seems like really tough work. And yeah. Every day. That's intense. I think, sometimes it's about finding, I'm pretty sure there's other opportunities where you don't have to work every single day. Maybe larger restaurants, there are multiple managers. So you can change or have some days off between you and the other manager. My point is, maybe your restaurant doesn't offer that, but maybe others will. So find, work your way into a restaurant that has good culture and that is willing to treat their managers and employees in the right way, or bartenders too. Yeah. Okay, peoples. It is 9:02 p.m. here in California. Yeah. So I am about to call it an evening after I read Justin Credible's other comment, which says, I do worry about job future. Great advice, by the way. You're welcome. And jobs, life. Life is an interesting thing. It really is. It's, I don't know how to say it. Like we all get to choose how we want to live it. And yeah. The interesting thing about life is, like, let's just take Justin, for example. You don't have to work a certain type of job. Like, you could do anything you want in the whole entire world. That, the world is your oyster. So just keep that in mind. And, I know right now you have a skill set and you've been working in the restaurant industry, so you understand that. But who says you can't change jobs into doing something completely different, So, yeah. Anyway, point is, yeah, just keep looking for your passion. Keep looking for it and you will find it and it'll be good. All right. Gerald says, okay, good night. I'm glad to see another one of your streams. Thank you very much, Gerald. I appreciate you being on. Just Incredible, Edgar, Velasquez, Kevin, Christine, if you're still on, C-Day. I think Diddley's gone. Stop Drum Game is probably asleep. Who else? John, I don't know if you're still on. Blasian. Mr. Marquez. Bruno Mamari. Anyone else? I don't know. Jonathan McKenna is on here. Hey, John, what's up? Yeah. Anyway, thanks for being on. But Just Incredible says, throughout my life, I thought I was going to have a degree in college and get a job easily. I thought that was how it was for everyone, but I found out later on it's not for everybody. Yeah. Justin, another encouragement that I would have is, and anyone else who feels like they might be stuck in a job or whatever, job or applying for colleges or whatever it is, life stuff. I think one of the most important things that we can do is just keep having conversations. If you don't know the answer to a life question that you have, like, I don't know what job I want to do, or I don't know if I could do this, blah, blah, blah. Just keep talking. Talk to people. I know it's uncomfortable, but just keep talking to people. When you keep talking to people, you're going to, that's how you will be able to, or journal, or just write, process, brain vomit, just let those thoughts go. And then that will help you come up with ideas. Okay. Like, I don't think, if you haven't figured out what you want to do sitting at home by yourself or whatever it is, chances are you probably won't figure that out unless you do something differently. All right. So just do something differently. Get out there, have conversations, enjoy. All right. That's all I got. In terms of next live stream, today's Friday. Next live stream, I don't have a set date. What is this? Oh, I messed that up. I don't have a set date, but I'm pretty sure I will do one sometime next week. I will post it, maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday, maybe Monday. I'll find out. I'm going to kind of play it by ear. We'll see how I feel. All right, everyone, have a great night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it, and we'll talk soon. Take care, and keep up those triple scoop of self-compassionate vibes. All right, good night, everyone. Take care. See you, Justin, John, Gerald, Edgar.